All right, we're back. I went ahead and slipped the case back together real quick before I worry about popping out the old crank bearings and proceeding with rebuilding the case. Do a little cleanup here. Just wanted to show, I don't know if you can tell, but there's a little bit of gasket material, possibly some residue from oil and fuel that had maybe gotten down to the gasket. You need to be careful with these sealing surfaces, gasket surfaces. You want them nice and clean. You don't want any scoring. Any minute depressions and scratches in there could potentially be an air bypass. I am going to rebuild this with the gasket. I don't do a lot of porting, and I don't usually do base gasket deletes, so I generally rebuild the saws to stock. What I'm going to do here is use a scraper that's not very sharp and see what I can do about very gently removing some of that residue to prepare the surface. If I need to, I'll come in and use another type of cleaner, or maybe some gasket removal or remover if I feel that, like right here, there's actually some gasket, so that'll wetten that up and make it a little bit easier to remove. You can do this with another type of straight edge, like a straight edge screwdriver as well. You just got to make sure you don't get too aggressive. So you can try this first. Try using a small screwdriver here. See how that works. Actually, that's not too bad. So maybe you can hear this, but I'm not putting much pressure on this at all. I'm just getting off a lot of the obvious little chunks of oil residue and or gasket that's left behind. And I'll have a little more cleanup to do. Again, I'll just use probably some gasket remover on this. Permatex makes it, other companies do as well. I'll try that next to kind of finish this up, but just give you an idea of some of the things that I do, which are pretty easy, but just make sure that you're not actually scoring any of the magnesium here, so that you can have a nice flush, clean surface for that replacement gasket. I will almost, unless I'm just doing some testing for a few minutes and breaking a saw back down, I just don't like reusing gaskets, no matter how new they are. I just don't want to take the risk of creating some bad damage from an air leak. So anyway, you get the idea there. So I'll finish that up off camera. And you can see just miscellaneous gunk left behind, especially pitch that I couldn't get off initially. Have to take that off. And then see if I can get this off by hand here. You can see all that black in these cases, and that's oil, carbon deposits. Yeah, it's just really bad. I've never seen that in a saw. I haven't done that many saws, but in the saws I have done, I've never seen anything like that. But I should be able to clean that up. I'll probably use mineral spirits, maybe. Otherwise, probably super clean. And that'll at least get the surface nice and clean. And then after I have that clean and dry, then we will heat up the crankcases to pop the bearings out and proceed from there to pop new crank bearings and the crankshaft in place, and then proceed to rebuild the top end. So All right, so for a little bit of work, I used Super Clean after trying some penetrating oil. I just couldn't get all that carbon off. There was so much of it, and it was clearly baked on, just like the top of some pistons that you see. So clearly those bearings and possibly the crank got incredibly hot. So there was a catastrophic failure to this. This side, which is the oiler side, wasn't nearly as bad. You can see I pretty much got everything off, but it was so bad and encrusted on the flywheel side. You can see that there's a couple spots right here where it had compromised a little bit of the paint, started flaking off, but I've got it, that's pretty solid now. Hopefully we'll get no more flaking, but this took repeated applications of Super Clean to try and get all of that carbon off. I even had to take a screwdriver and very lightly score the carbon to start loosening up to encourage it to come. But all in all, I think the crankcase is going to be just fine. So our next step is going to be to knock out the crank bearings. So I'm going to just use a cordless heat gun, try and get this up to, oh, probably 250 minimum, maybe closer to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Speaking, if you start to smell the bearings getting hot or the oil getting hot, then you're usually going to be warm enough. See where we're at. Long ways to go. $132. I don't think we're nearly hot enough, but we might give it a try here. We're up to 180. Wants to come, but we're going to give it a little more heat, make it easier on us. So if you don't like waiting, if you don't have a really fast heating heat gun, another thing you can do is just put this in the oven, such as a Dutch oven, and go ahead and heat it up to 300 degrees. But instead of it being locally heated, the whole crankcase will be hot. Really just depends upon your preference and how long you want to be standing and doing this. But we'll try and do this in real time. If the video gets too long, I might cut some of this out and just cut to the chase, knocking out the bearings. Let's see where we're at now. You can feel the whole case starting to warm up. 200 degrees. It's not too bad. We might give it a try here. And there she is. She popped right out. The warmer you get it, the less issues you may have with damaging the inside of the case. I think we're going to be okay here. All right, so we will let this cool down and then we will start over and do the other side. And I'll probably just show knocking out that other bearing rather than heating up the whole thing. All right, now the other side. .164. Still got at least another 40 degrees to go. Some guys will use acetylene torches. Just depends upon what you got at your disposal. You just need to be able to get this up to at least 200 degrees Fahrenheit minimum. I'm hoping I can get enough juice out of this battery to at least knock out both the bearings without having to switch over to another battery. See where we're at. Close. 175. Starting to run out of battery. See where we're at. Maybe we gotta... Nope. $191. 200. We're gonna go ahead and try her. There we go. Got her out. Surfaces look good. Boy, that bearing is in a bad way. All right, we'll let her cool down. Some guys will actually dip it in water right away, but I'm just gonna let it cool down here. Come back later. Hey guys, well, I hope you enjoyed the 288 build video so far. Kind of at a hiatus or a stopping point right now till I order some more parts, and I do have another project on building or completely rebuilding an old turd saw 395 XP, and I've been working on that, and we'll already have the parts, so I will be continuing more on that. So until we get the parts in for the 288, enjoy the 395 XP build videos, and just keep checking back. Some point later this winter, I will probably continue the 288 build. So cheers, stay safe, and till next time.